Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Annie J, and today I am going to share from my experience the pros and cons of living independently and ultimately why I decided to move back home and how that has benefited me. So if it is something that you have been considering doing, then this video is definitely for you. Stay tuned and I'm going to be right back.
See the new girl vibe, she in her stride. She goes side to side, she goes tap, 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 tap. See the new girl vibe.
Okay, so before I explain why I decided to move back home, first let us discuss the pros of living independently because it definitely does have pros. Number one, obviously, you have your own space, so you have freedom and you can go and come as you please. There is nobody to answer to, and it is an absolute ball in that respect. Number two, you can entertain your guests at your own leisure. Living at home now, I don't really tend to bring people home unless they're like my very, very close friends. Otherwise, forget it. But when you live by yourself, you can have your guests, you can throw a party. It's easier to be more social in your own home than when you are living with parents. Number three, you do not have to clean up after anybody. You only have to clean up after yourself, which is fantastic because it's less work to do, because we all know that cleaning up after other people is not necessarily that much fun. Number four, you can regulate your home temperature the way that you like it. When there are multiple people in a household, everybody has their preference. It just is a whole situation. But when you live by yourself, you don't have that issue. Number five, if you are introverted in any way, shape or form, you will absolutely love living independently because you have your space. You can go to your social events, and at the end of them, you know that you are going to be going home to your peace and zen. Whereas when you live with people, that is not necessarily the case. TV noise in the background, it might be on a phone call, but when you live on your own, you don't have to worry about any of those things. Here are the cons of living on your own and being independent as such. So let's get into it. Number one, all household bills become your responsibility. You have to make sure that you are paying things on time every time. Certain bills that you have will actually be reflected on your credit report, and if you have a late payment, missed payment, you could end up jeopardizing your credit, which would be an absolute nightmare if you then decide that you want to do something in the future. You now have a marker and it's affecting you from being able to obtain further credit. It can just mess up your plans in a nutshell. You are thrown into this world where you have to be able to manage your financial responsibilities accurately, on time, every time. Number two, you need to know how to cook or learn how to cook real fast. The food is not going to magic itself up from the air. You need to be able to make sure you're getting enough nutrients and have healthy meals to survive on. And if you do not know how to cook, you might find yourself on takeaway apps regularly. And if you're on takeaway apps, that means that you are spending more money. If you happen to have the finances to be able to afford to get takeaways every day, fair dues. I did not. I needed to learn to cook well so that I could sustain myself and not go hungry. Number three, in some ways, you may find that you need to start sacrificing some of your life pleasures. It's all going to have to start being minimized because you have real financial responsibilities now, and you cannot necessarily, depending on your circumstances, afford to be going out and turning up as often as you might have been if you lived at home. Your financial responsibilities are now your babies. They take priority before you start doing enjoyment. Okay? Sometimes, because of this new world of financial responsibility you have, you may find that you are stuck in a job that you absolutely cannot stand. But the mere fact that you need an income to sustain yourself, because even if, for instance, you left the job or you lost the job, your bills are going to continue rolling in every month on time. You may feel trapped in certain employment situations that you do not necessarily want to be in because of your financial responsibility. Or you may feel like, do you know what, I actually want to go into a different career, but if I do that, that means that I'm going to have to take a pay cut, and if I take that, that means I may not be able to sustain because my earnings are now less. So that is definitely something that I did not think about when I decided to do the independent life. Also, you're going to have to save. somehow, okay, had to find a way to put funds aside, because if you have an unexpected emergency, whether it be your car, something in your home, if you have purchased your home and are responsible for its maintenance and upkeep, you need to have funds ready to go in case something falls apart and all of a sudden you have to pull this money to get the situation sorted. So saving is expedient. If you are extroverted, this is going to feel very, very weird to you, because all of a sudden you are surrounded by just
bricks and mortar and nothing else.
So if you are someone that loves to socialize, you love to be around people, it's going to be a bit of a shake to your system. But guys, those are the pros and cons. I did the independent life for many years, and as much as it was enjoyable, and yes, I could say to people, yeah, I've got my own place because I did buy it and all of that, it was so much responsibility on me. And actually, as much as I was hesitant to move back in with parents, guys, my emotional well-being has accelerated to such a positive level of positivity. It has probably been one of the best decisions that I have made in my adult life. As counterproductive as it might sound, being somebody that's in their 30s or what have you, I thought, look, I'm single, I do not have kids, why do I need to do this lavish lifestyle because society says independent women? No thank you. I have moved back in with my mum and so much more time together now. I get to do things for her, do things with her. I do have my own room, I do have privacy to an extent, and it has just been such a positive experience. Before, when I was hesitant to do it, I was so reluctant to give up my independent life. But now that I have seen both sides of the coin, and in this current climate, it is probably one of the best decisions I've made. Eventually, yes, I do intend to save and buy somewhere else. Maybe if I meet someone, settle down, etc. But for now, I am happy, guys. And I have realized that your mental, emotional well-being and physical well-being are so much more important than being able to throw out a perception of a lifestyle. As much as I loved having my own space and what have you, I was a lot less happy than I am now because of the fact that I am so much more freer. If I decided I wanted a career change completely, I can actually do that freely without thinking about the consequences that that might have on my bills that I had previously when I lived on my own. So that is just something I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that you have found it useful. A little excerpt of my life and what I've been up to. If you saw my earlier videos, you will notice that my background was very different to how it looks now because obviously I moved house and I am absolutely loving it. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a veteran, thank you for tuning in once again. It's your girl, Miss Annie J. And until my next update, I will see you guys again soon. So make sure you take care of yourselves. Bye.